All right, happy holidays, everybody. We are live and on air with today's edition of Kickoff Labs Marketing Chats. Today, what we're going to be doing is reviewing landing pages that have been submitted to us over the last month or so since we've done our last round of landing page reviews. If you don't know what Kickoff Labs is, let me give you a brief introduction. So first of all, my name is Josh, one of the founders at Kickoff Labs. And we help people set up viral contests in minutes. So our goal is to make it really easy for you to set up a contest that allows people to refer a friend. You can do a giveaway, a sweepstakes, and run a product launch with Kickoff Labs. We've helped people generate over 19 million leads running these viral contests. So what is a viral contest specifically? A viral contest is something where somebody enters your contest like they would any sort of standard giveaway, but then you give them incentive to share that contest with a friend. So a couple of examples of things you could do with our software. You could, when they get 6 other people to sign up or 5 other people to sign up, you can give them a deeper discount or a bigger reward. You could give rewards to the people who have the most referrals at the end of the contest. You could even just pick a random winner, but weight the winners by who sent you the most referrals. You can run a wait list and give people earlier access for the more people that they refer so they can skip the line or get access to your product before your product has launched. Of course, we feature things you'd expect from traditional landing pages, A/B testing, but we also give you lead demographic data, so some more information about the leads you might be collecting. We give you some great conversion rate analytics, and because we provide this contest functionality, we have advanced fraud protection. So unlike just a generic lead collection utility, we prevent fake context entries. We do all sorts of stuff. We prevent duplicate IP addresses. We go out and look at popular contest sites and we restrict them from promoting your contest and getting a bunch of leads from a fake contest site. And we block fake email accounts and disposable email accounts. We kind of prevent them all so you can feel confident running a contest on our platform. If you haven't tried Kickoff Labs, I encourage you to go to kickofflabs.com and sign up for free. Today, what we're doing is running our live landing page reviews. And so if you haven't signed up for a landing page review and you have a landing page or a contest or website you'd like us to get feedback on, you can go to grow.kickofflabs.com/live and publish a request with your landing page and your email address and ask us to review your page. And we will go ahead and review your page at the next landing page reviews session that we're doing. So with me today is our designer, Laura Lee. Do you want to say hi?
Hey, everybody.
So what we'll do today is we're just going to walk through some of the pages that have been submitted in the last month. And there were some cool sites up here. So I'm going to go ahead and kind of pull up, I think, the last one that I sent you, Laura Lee. So this hometrap.com. Or hometrap.kickoffpages.com. So right off the bat, I can tell this is in French, so it came up. And I don't think you checked out the exit intent. So the page is in French, has been translated, but the exit intent window has not been translated, where it's just our default text, last chance to sign up, please sign up. This is because I went to go leave the browser, and so it pulled this up. But the design, we can talk about the design really quickly. So you should personalize the exit intent window. When you get a chance, you should upgrade and use a custom domain. It'll help with trust. The first thing I noticed about this contest is that there's all this content and just a lot of text right up here at the top. And I don't see the form, which is way down here. And so I really wish that you took this content, maybe this sort of detailed content, and put that below this header section with the image and had this box, the form. I do like how the box calls out the form on top of the background, but this box, if this was up in this region, so just before this text, if you move the box up before this text, I think it'd be a lot more powerful and impact on the page design. Does anything else stand out for you, Laura Lee, when you look at the design of the page?
Yeah, I like one thing I do like is the background image is I think the game itself. And I like that it kind of reinforces what this is and helps like support and understand what it is that you're offering. Um, I would um, the color of the button I guess is good because it stands out. I just don't know, like there's no logo. There's kind of a feeling of like, is this actually legitimate? Like I would question kind of signing up for that. So maybe consider adding a logo near the top if you have a logo, and then use whatever color of that's in that logo on for the button. But that's my only thoughts for on this page.
Yeah,
I like I like what you said about moving the form up to the top.
yeah, absolutely. It's all of the things. I think the theme of the things we've said is it just adds a little bit of add a little bit of urgency or sense of immediacy that by moving this form up and then adding trust to the page. So using your own domain, having the logo, these are all trust factors. I think the reason that Laura Lee and I both like the image on the back of the page is because it's like, oh, there is something real here. Like it feels like there's this game.
Yep.
There's this game that you're creating, and the more you can do like that, that adds trust. Having a real logo, for example, would be important. I would think about how when people have this is, I mean, anybody can learn something from this, but when you've got one of these sections where there's three blocks of text, it doesn't have to be, they don't have to be exactly the same length, but you really should consider, is it possible to get these sentences roughly the same length so the page looks more balanced? Because right now it's like this is 2 lines, this is 1 line, and this is 6 lines. And I see this a lot. And my advice is like, should this third section even be included here? Or should this be a whole nother section if it needs that much copy? When you say duration of the game, you're very factual, 30 to 45 minutes. You've got space to say a game can be completed, completed by a whole family in 45 minutes of fun. Like you've got a little bit of room for embellishment where you can pare down this or move it to another section. So think about how you can actually, and it's rare that I tell people they should add to copy with some embellishment, but there's some times where like this feels really, really gruff versus duration of game, 30 to 45 minutes, where I think, a little bit of fun, you're talking about a game can be here, like number of players, like 2 to 6, including master, 2 to 6 includes the master of the game. Like it just feels a little bit too factual. And maybe this is the translation part of it because it came from French, but at least I know this, like duration game, like I'm pretty sure this is what it says. And I think you could expand on that. All right. Laura Lee, do you want to go to and start with Paper Obscura?
Yeah. Okay, so Paper Obscura, the first thing I see is a countdown timer that ends in 16 days. Show us your interest by leaving your info down below. You could win 3 months of boxes. I still am not sure what this is. I'm guessing maybe some sort of subscription box, but based on what I just read. Wicked reads, and I'm kind of just reading like the things that stand out to me. This feels like a lot of text, and at first it feels like a lot of work for me to try to figure out what it is that is even being offered here. I still don't know. So what I would probably just do is just read these titles. Wicked reads artfully procured goods delivered monthly. Okay, so this artfully procured goods. Every box includes quality book-inspired finds by sought-after makers and proprietors. So I'm guessing it is like a book club where I get books. Leaving us your info is so easy. Now I'm seeing the form, and on the button it's I'm in. Now looks like there's a section for readers of, I guess, a few. I'm not sure what that is. Josh, you know what these are? Do you recognize any of these brands?
No, I don't recognize any of the brands.
I'm a voracious reader. I love to read, but I don't know what any of these are. So first thing
It does say obscura, right? So it's supposed to be really obscure.
Oh, I guess so. You're right. So Paper Obscura. The first thing that I would do here, like the biggest change, is like right at the top, make it really clear what this is and who it is that like just so it's really clear. Someone lands on this page, you make it really clear, and maybe you take one of these titles, like you do something like, let's see,
So this
mystery.
is like buzzworthy books you haven't heard of yet. Like
Yeah,
just to, like,
exactly.
buzzworthy books you need to hear about, or you need to read. Like
And then
that's
yes, and then in the subtitle, it needs to be something where it's clearly delivered monthly. Like this is a monthly box that you're going to be receiving. And feel free to add in like delivered monthly, delivered monthly with this, something like this text in there. But then right below that, have this form. Don't make it so hard to like, it's like clear down below. So right at the top, have your title of what it is, and then a little bit more information about it with a subtitle, if you'd like making it clear that it's a monthly subscription box, and then your form. In your form, you have both you're asking for the first name and email, which is probably fine. If you're not using the first name, don't ask for that. But I guess it's not a big deal to have first name and an email, but only ask for the first name if you're actually going to be using it. And then for your call to action on your button, consider something like get obscure books, or find the coolest books, or something like this. Something where you're tying in instead of I'm in. It's not a really a really enticing call to action. Do something where it's connected to what it is you're offering. And then I think that then you can still like, and right next to, I like this offer of win 3 months for free. So that would be something I would like reiterate here, because that's a really awesome offer that you're offering here. So not only like have that up near the top as well. So I would add a section up at the top with a title, subtitle, with making clear what it is and this clear incentive of winning 3 months for free, and then the form with a better call to action. I think that's, and it looks like this is the logo, and so I would use like a very scaled down version of that right near the top as well. And I think that would really improve this page. Any other thoughts, Josh?
No, I agree with everything you said. I mean, it's one of these cases where I think the owner of the service writing the page makes a lot of assumptions that people know what it is, maybe by looking at the logo, because you yourself as the owner of the service know what it is by looking at the logo. When you could hear it took Laura-Lee and I a couple minutes of walking through this page carefully to try and understand what it was you were offering. And we had to pick that up from clues along the way, when just my base thing is you just need to be direct, like beat people over the head with, this is, monthly curated, buzzworthy books you haven't heard of. It'd be really clear about what it is, because it's not obvious on this page. And then some of that, I think Laura was talking about reordering, like you have this countdown timer. It kind of looks good on the top, but I wonder if it's not really serving a great purpose. Like it'd be better if it was near the form, like, hey, you've only got 16 days to sign up and get that 3 free months, where the top of the page can then be focused on explaining the ins and outs or the whats of the service in a more direct way. So I think I seconded a lot of what you said, but I agree with the feedback you had there.
Thank you. Okay, I'm gonna sign up here. Okay, so I like how on this thank you page you have like a smaller version of your logo. I would do that on your landing page as well. I wouldn't add as much space near the top. There seems to be like you don't need quite so much space near the top, and I would even consider making this logo even a slightly smaller. It's just taking up it takes up about half of this screen size for me of the page. And then the rest says, hey, you made it. Any moment we'll be dropping by your inbox for a quick hello. So I think that a lot of this could really just take up a lot less space. And say something like, just thank them for signing up, instead of, hey, you made it. Just, thank them and make it a little bit smaller. And then, okay, so you're trying to like get us to look in the spam folder if it accidentally went there. And I think that's fine. I just would reduce the amount of space. I would like to see this all pushed up a little bit higher, because really what you want them to see is this. Although you're just asking them to share, and on the landing page you said that we could get 3 months free, and you don't reiterate that here. I don't see that anywhere here. So I would make that really clear, whether that's they have to share it with, like, get 10 people to sign up, or they have to, what is it that, how is it that you can earn 3 months of free books? Make that really clear here. And that's what I would change. I would add that. So with Kickoff Labs, it's really easy to just to be able to add those viral components onto this page, so that, like, you could have just a one goal slider. Like, there's a slider that shows the progress of someone as they share with more people until they reach the goal. That will show them how many people they have to share with in order to get the 3 months free, if that's what you want to do, because that's what you said on your landing page. So I would reinforce that here. Any other thoughts, Josh, about this thank you page?
No, I agree with what you said. I think it's not clear. Like, the one thing is you're being really clear about telling people to check their mail folder for an email, but you just say, like, hey, you made it. Like, I'm not clear how I get the 3 months free, or you're not making it clear that I've entered the contest, or that I could improve the odds of winning the contest by sharing. And so just, again, making what the ask and what the reward for the ask is clear.
Yeah.
All right, the next page I'll start with is Brushbox here. All right, so again, because I left the page and came back, you can see our exit intent, and this is a feature of Kickoff Labs popping up to say, like, it's sort of your last chance at a conversion. And the nice thing, and I'll just do a little word about exit intent, is it gives you a chance to make a pitch in a different way, because you never know what about your product is going to stand out for people. But if you make a pitch a slightly different way on this exit intent window, you have a chance to grab somebody who might have walked away otherwise. This exit intent window has been customized, but as you can see, I left the page and I came back and I saw the exit intent window. There should be a little bit of something about what Brushbox is on the exit. Think about this as like a mini version of your landing page. Don't just be filled with, like, last chance, join our VIP list. Like, I could say this about any company almost. And it should be like a miniature version of your landing page here, because, like, somebody could be like me. They could have opened the page, or their friend could have shared it, and then they got distracted, and then they came back, and what they see is this window, and it doesn't explain what it is. You have to click out to see what Brushbox is. So think about the exit intent windows as a mini landing page on here. And so now, looking at the page, I really like the look of this page. Like, it feels really clean. The couple things I'd make, I mean, I can talk about the copy, but in terms of design-wise, I feel like this button, you see it hover and it's this orange. Notice how the orange stands out a lot more than the blue, because the blue is kind of on top of this other blue, and there's this greenish blue that's similar. I wish the button itself was orange to begin with, so it stood out. A little bit more up here. I would kill the coming January 28th, or move it into the small text here. Sign up today and get yours for only $175 per month on in January. Like, just work it into this statement about the service, and then you're left with an even simpler top of the page where it's enter your email address for 50% off early access and chance to win. These are really clear. Aside from the coming January 2018 being really big in this space, compared to the other services we've looked at, this is super simple and clear. The UK's first toothbrush and toothpaste subscriptions box service. The only thing that could be better is you are making an assumption that people understand that means they'll be getting it, weekly or monthly. And with subscription services, I think it's monthly, because you do say per month, but it's not quite entirely clear, because there are food delivery services that are twice a week. There's book read services we saw that are monthly. And so maybe instead of this coming January 2018 should be a text about, fresh toothpaste delivered, and toothbrushes delivered every week or every month to your door, and then go into it, because you've got the space for it. And now scrolling down on the page a little bit, I feel like there's some balance issue here. Like these headlines could be a little bit larger, and then this text could be cut down a little bit in each of the sections.
Do those sections associate with the image below it?
It's
Or
not
is that
clear. If they associate, why do toothbrushes have to be delivered? How often do we deliver? These are great questions. This is what I was asking to put in the top of the page a little bit. So it'd be great if they stood out the questions a little bit more and just be, in this case, a little bit more direct. Let's see. Yeah, and the images, they're cool images, but they don't quite go with this text here. Like the images don't match up, and so it feels like they're out of place. So anyway, let's move on to the next section. And then this quote section just feels a little close to this box section above it. And then the quote, the black goes outside of this. So there's some sort of like alignment thing. And so if you message us, we can look at fixing that. And then I wish there was some padding below this button down here that gave the button a little bit more space. That's my 2 cents on the page. Laura, before I sign up, do you want to give us your 2 cents on it?
Yeah, I really like what you said about the button color, because I agree. Like the color, it's very simple. This green is almost the same as this green. It's just a little bit off. So and it blends really well into the background color of this page. So I agree with Josh in changing the color. You could make it something bright and something warm, because you've got this really nice, cool, dark color. And I really like the feel of this page. And I think with a bright color like orange or a yellow or some like warm red or pink colored, it would really stand out. And then I think it would look really nice as well. And then as Josh was walking through this section here, there is just something weird about it. And I have a couple thoughts, and I think as far as I'm looking at it, I think that these are different sections, completely separate. And I like having these images. I just wonder if you could work it in a different way. Like these 3 sections, like this does the font size of this needs to be larger in comparison to this, just or bolded or something to make it like obviously the title, because it just kind of blends in together. And then it'll at least people will read the titles, whereas like this feels like a block of text. So just make these a little bit like a larger font size. And I think that instead of having this background being a dark color, I think that if you made it a light color, just a white, I don't know that it needs to actually have a color. I think that it would look a little bit nicer, and then it wouldn't feel like quite so tight with everything. I still think that there's probably going to need to be some space added here. These are just too close together, these sections. So I would play with changing this dark background color to just like the normal background color. And if it doesn't look good, or if you're still stuck on it, let us know, because I think that you can reach out to us and we can give you some help if you need it. But I think that this would look a lot better if it's extended the whole width of the page instead of contained like this. And then I also, in general, I don't think that horizontal lines are really helpful or needed. I think all you needed was a little bit of space. So I would remove this horizontal line.
And in that case, the logo really breaks it up too. Like the logo there really breaks it up without the horizontal line to pause people's reading.
Exactly. Yep. And is that, yeah. So that's some things to think about. Add some space here, and consider working in these images. There's one idea that I have is like, you could pull in these images and break up these sections a little bit more by like one option you could do is like have an image on the left with text on the right, and then text on the right with an image on the right, kind of breaking it up that way. That's one option. Or you can keep it like this. It just feels just a little bit strange. I wasn't sure if these are associated because they've got these 3 columns, so it just feels a little bit weird to me. Now, I don't know that it's a big deal, but those are my 2 cents on this page.
Yeah, so let me go ahead and sign up and see how the thank you experience is. Overall, this is a really great start to a page.
Yeah, I really like the header area. I think it looks really nice.
Okay, and I get asked to, this is a feature they've turned on to help prevent spam and robots from entering the service. So this is a Kickoff Labs feature. So I entered it and it says select all the squares with vehicles. So we're using a CAPTCHA to make sure you're getting valid email addresses. And so it's a pretty neat feature when it pops up. Hopefully I get it right. I don't have to do another one. I got to do another one. Enter all the ones with vehicles. Pop, 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 pop. All right, thank you. Now invite your friends and earn amazing rewards. Okay, so this is where I always tell people my standard advice on thank you pages is to be specific about the rewards that you're talking about. I also think maybe this background here where you've got the women, it feels a little dark compared to the previous page, and maybe taking some like the same background image you had on the first page and putting it here, just being consistent would be better, or using one of those images that I saw on the first page with the guy in the beard or the other one, and that's a place to like incorporate one of those images that actually includes the toothbrush or something in here. You know, personally, I think I'd just stick with the image from the top of the first page and put it here for this. Another thing is I think this blue text in here and this blue background is just a little bit gratuitous. I don't think you need that color, and I think it would look better if you just kept this a traditional white with the dark text in here. And I think that would be a lot cleaner with the sharing buttons in this location. As you can see, we're asking people to share on Facebook, Twitter, email, WhatsApp, and LinkedIn. These are all Kickoff Labs unique links that get generated.
Yeah, because instead of like because I think that what they're trying to do is bring in their color, their logo color. Mm-hmm. So if they just instead making these teal colors around like the points, mm-hmm. and then rewards, if they just pulled in their blue color there, mm-hmm. instead of in that background, that section that you said, I think that then they would get their branding colors on the page, but it would still look clean, I think.
And I like the giveaways on the page. So you're entered in the draw, so everybody has a chance to win something. The free toothbrush at 5 people. 15. It was just 15 seems a little harsh for a 1 month $1.75 subscription. And so if I were doing this running this contest, I'd be willing to give away the 6 months here and a year at 30, because what you'll learn is that most people are not going to hit these two ranges. And the people who do, you're going to want to have a good relationship with anyway, and it's going to be worth your 6 times your $12 or 12 pounds to actually have referred 15 potential customers to your service. And if you're worried about the cost getting out of hand, this is where you can use some fine print below, or put the rules in here somewhere where it says put the rules in there somewhere where it says that you can you're limited to maybe the first 20 people that get this or something. So that way you can put in some artificial limits in the competition to cap your costs if you're concerned about the cost running away. But I would lean more towards pulling people to refer a ton of people for something more worthwhile and then having just one. Otherwise, I like this page. I mean, it's a pretty clear contest, a pretty clear competition. Just invite your friends and earn free toothbrushes. Like really simple at the top. Get rid of this blue, and maybe sweeten the pot a little bit for the rewards. Lorelei, did you have any feedback on this page?
No, I think that's great.
All right. Do you want to go and do the Oblend site?
Yep, Oblend. Your body, excuse me, your blend, the world's first home dispensary. The first Oblend will be half off. Sign up to be notified when our pre-sales begin. And then looks like there's a link to a video here. Make custom herbal remedies at home. And I'm not even sure what this is. Essential oils. Okay. So healthy. Okay, so I see what it is now. So first thing, I like how I see the product here and how it's extracting. Like you can actually see it in progress. I like that. And maybe if I was more like in this market, I would know what a dispensary is, but I didn't know. And so maybe pulling in something like what you explained here, make your own essential oils and natural herbs or whatever that you want, like whatever it is exactly, you'll be able to describe that better. But like maybe something for those like me who don't know what this is without having to watch a video. Um, and I like this offer of like you'll get half off by signing up, and sign up to be notified when our pre-sales begin. And I think that I would just cut this entirely, and then you'll just want to like keep in contact with them, as you know, to let them be notified, of course, and as it comes, as like your product comes along. But be the first to get, I guess I would maybe change this to say sign up now to get half off. And then you're asking for their first and last name, and I don't know that that's necessary. I don't know what you'd be using your last name for, their last name for. So remember to only use what you absolutely need at this step. Like if you're taking payment information, of course you're going to want their full name. But for just to sign up, you probably want to only ask at most for their first name and then their email address. But only ask even for their first name if you're going to be using it, like within emails and other places. But I like this button, half off, please. I like that. I would change the button to be the full width of this form. But that's just a small thing. And I like the color. It stands out. I really like this logo is a really nice, clean logo, and you do a good job pulling in the button color of the logo here. And then this color here, it also feels like part of your brand colors. It just looks really nice. So it comes off very professional, right up here, right at the top, and makes it really nice. I would just change a few things, like making it really, really clear to someone like me who might not know what it is. And then like maybe a small description below, and then not ask for the first and last name. I like this section where it like has images with different ways that you can be using this. And then this is actually what helped me understand exactly what it was. So I think that this is a really nice section too. I feel like the design of this page is really, really nice. And then you've got this section here. You have links to your Facebook and your Instagram account. And when you think about a landing page, this looks like it's, I don't know if this is actually just your website or you're trying to treat it like a landing page, but you know, like, do you want to think about what is it exactly that you want them to do? And is it it's probably just to sign up. So I would save these type of links for your thank you page, where then once they sign up and become, you know, that they're interested in what you have to offer, then they can start to get to know you and build that relationship. But at this point, it might just be distracting, and they might just go to your social media account and get lost and then never actually sign up. So I would actually remove those and then make this all like the whole section and make it centered, instead of this strange where like this is part of the section and this is another part that's like left aligned. It feels just a little bit like the balance of it feels a little bit off. But I like how you reiterate get half off. And you don't say when it's going to go on sale, which I think is fine. But I think when people, Josh, do you think that they need to say when O-Blend goes on sale?
I don't think it kills the line. You'll get half off. Like, yeah, I think it's actually fair because it's more honest than just saying you'll get half off. No, because you'll as you will get half off. I think they can kill that part of the line to make it fit in one space there.
Yeah. And then again, just on this one, don't ask for the first and last name. Only ask for the first name if you're going to be using it. And if not, just ask for the email address, because it looks like it's not required. So if you're not requiring or not going to use it, just remove it. You'll get a higher probably conversion rate anyway. But I like how you reuse the brand color as well, and your call to action. Josh, any other thoughts on this page before I go to the thank you page before I sign up?
No, I mean, I liked a lot about the page. The thing that just stood out to me was, I mean, I didn't know what the dispensary was, and you're really pushing people to watch the video. And I think you talked a little bit about changing some of this copy, just being more specific. about what it is, because you can't expect people to watch the video. And I think you're leaning on people to watch the video or have scrolled down and read the rest of the page when maybe they won't do that. And it's just nice to know up front, like this headline, make custom herbal remedies at home. I wish that was this headline, because this is the what, but it's not a great why, and I'd rather have a great why, like why the product exists, like make custom herbal remedies at home with the world's first home dispensary, and then maybe reduce the size of this video thing, because then you don't need it as much. The video can be below the form here and move the form up a little higher, and really just sort of, play up what it is in text. And then for more information, they're at the form, they're deciding, oh, you can watch a video and learn more. That's how I would change this page a bit. So you want to go ahead and sign up?
Yep, sign up here. I'm going to try signing up without my name, see if it's required. Okay, so they're using this as well. So I need to, oh, the vehicle's not that one.
Sometimes they say road signs.
Do I need to get these too? I don't know if that's part of it. Okay.
Oh, you missed that one. You got a poll instead of it. The polls don't count.
The polls don't count. Okay, there we go. Okay, I like how you reuse an image of like what we saw at the header, from your video that was looping on the homepage. I liked that. This O-Blend, I think, should be a lot smaller, this logo. Thanks for your support. Welcome to the community. You'll get half off when we launch. Nice. And then 50% off at launch. Crazy but true. I love that. I love how you bring in humor. That's fun. With 3 referrals, $100 off the botanical oils. At 6, $50 off purchases of O-Blend. And at 10, I think that these rewards are like small and very enticing. I feel like this is a really good campaign. You keep it simple. They're all within another $50 off purchase of O-Blend. On this one, I would say I'm a little bit confused. Here's 50% off. Am I also getting then 50% off here? And then is this $100 off? There's just a little bit of confusion about what it is that I'm getting here. So I would make that, like, maybe you're saying 50% off, and I don't know what the price of this is. So maybe then this is like 60% off and this is 75% off. I don't know, but it's unclear for me how these combine.
Because there's no value associated with 50% at that point on the process. And so if there was a value associated with the 50%, like, you're getting 50% and in brackets, like, $300 off, then you could say on this one, you could say 50% off and $100 kit of botanical oils. And on the next one, you could say 50% off, or 55% and give the $sign again, or 60%, whatever the 50% works out to be. And I think that would make it a little bit clearer, because I think, like Lorelei said, just saying $50 off the purchase, like, whoa, I think I'd rather just have my 50%. Like, that's the first thing that came to my mind.
Exactly. I do like how on this page you pull in your logo colors, your brand colors here as well. It's nicely pulled together and well branded. Any other thoughts on this page, Josh?
No, I really like the thank you page. And I liked the first page for the most part. I just think making it clear what it was and clearing up the rewards here would make a big difference. Yeah, all right, let's look at one more page, and I'm going to go and switch, and we're going to go look at Lunchy or Sugar and Spice. Let's do Lunchy. So this exit intent window popped up and said, hey, you're eligible for 25% discount. Sign up now. How about, hey, wait, you're eligible for 25% off Lunchy's homemade lunch boxes prepared, delivered for your kids, or something like in that line. There's space if you use smaller text. And then the button can say, 25% off, handmade lunches, or 25%. I want cheaper lunches. That just makes it clear what it is in the exit intent window. It looks like you're using a hobby plan with Kickoff Labs. I would upgrade and get rid of the branding. But then the next thing that stuck out to me is you've got this white section here, and I don't think it needs to be white background in this section above the logo. I think the logo could just be flat on this image with some padding above it, so that way you just give this top section some more room to breathe with some padding at the top, then the logo, then some space, then the copy that says healthy homemade lunch boxes prepared by chefs delivered to your kids, which I actually love this concept of meal service as somebody who's spends a lot of time getting kids lunches ready. Like, I wish it was just ready for me.
Yes.
So like, I love the pitch. Delicious, you feed your child delicious food every day with a simple click. Like, that's, it's a really compelling offer. I don't think you need this second line. This feels like secondary copy, friendly, fresh meals approved by nutritionalists. To me, that's what you're trying to say down in this section of the page. And I don't think you need this 25% off, because I think the button says it loud enough. So sign up and get 25% off. And so that can actually, you can actually just have, I would actually just have some space here if you added the space at the top and up here, and I would move, this other information down here. And so in this section, I get what you're trying to do. Like, I love the headlines. So I love these headlines. Real food is specific, real chefs, really convenient, really nutritious. Like, I love those 4 sections, but then like this copy feels really long. Like, do you really need all this to say it, or can you say it in a tweet in each of these sections? Like, instead of where it says real chef, like our food is home cooked by professional chefs. And then you're saying here, like, who select ingredients to make sure, but you talk about the ingredients in the real food part. So you don't even need this second half of this statement here, because you're trying to say it over here. Really, like, we'll make your life easier, spend useful time. We're here to, this whole second part speaks more to me. We're here to help your child's lunchbox delivery them daily. Just focus on everything else in your life. Like, you're saying the same thing kind of 3 times in the section, so only say it once in the section. I think what I like this section even better, though, because it has the images. I wish this part was up above this we offer section. And that way you saw, like, oh, order online, we prepare the meals, you get daily delivery. And I think that would be a lot clearer to have that section up first here. And then coming down, our mission, I love this picture of the kid and the spoon.
Me too.
And I love that you've used it with the mission. Like, when it comes to your child, nothing but the best will do. You shouldn't have to choose your taste and use. So there's, I think this feels like a throwaway line. Like, when it comes to your child, nothing but the best will do. Like, I think something like saying, you shouldn't have to choose between taste, health, or convenience for your child speaks more directly enough. I don't want to tell people what their mission statement is, but you could make this statement about, like, any clothing or like books or toys, like any number of things, whereas this is specific to your company, this whole part. Our values, I like this section. I like the logos and I just wish there was a little bit less text on this side, and I wish it balanced out more evenly. Like, there was 2 that were roughly the same length and 2 down here. This is a really good page. I mean, I love a lot about this page. I just think a little bit of reorganization about the copy. And this section just feels a little weird with the fact that this is 4 columns and this is 3 columns.
Yeah, they seem to be kind of close together too.
Yeah, and they're really close together, whereas this is 1 column. And if the page scale, like, it went 1 column, 2 column, 3 column, 4 column or something, like, then I think that might work a little bit better, like, visually. But it just feels weird to go, I'm reading in 1 column, I'm reading in 4 columns, and now I'm reading in 3 columns. Literally, what kind of feedback do you have for this page on the?
Did you talk about the logo and like the
yeah,
white?
I talked about the white box and the logo. That's the first thing I hit.
Yeah, I think that's the biggest thing. And then once you make those changes, Josh might have already mentioned this too. I might have missed right at the beginning, but add some space in here. There's like, it's just really close together, and this is really tight up here too. Just add a little bit of padding. What you'll find is when you do that, it makes the page feel a lot cleaner, especially once you remove this stuff that Josh mentioned, and then you just have the headline and the subtitle, and then your call to action here, the buttons, the sign up option. It's going to feel a lot cleaner. Just make sure there's plenty of space here. And then it will feel a lot like there just needs to be more space to breathe on this page. Like, even here, it's just so close together. and so close together. I would add like 60 pixels probably between each of these. Like make sure there's some space. And I would even like to see these sections, like how Josh said, move this how it works up above what we offer. I would like to see maybe even one of them like have like a separated by like maybe a light gray background or something. It's just so the sections are separated. It feels just weird that they're like right next to each other. It feels off. I think that with like some separation there, with like one of them having a slightly like light gray background, would make it look really clean, and especially if there's plenty of space. But I think the biggest thing here is just everything's just too close together. With just adding some space throughout this page and then implementing what Josh said, I think that this page will look really, really nice. And then upgrade so that this is gone and you have your own custom domain. And then the other thing is you'll want to update the page title as well. It's right now it's official lowercase v 1.0. So you want to update the page title too. If you need help with any of that, just send us an email. We'll help you out.
Yeah, absolutely. So let me go ahead and sign up and see what happens here. All right, let's see, 3 days free trial, 1 day free trial, 0 friends. This page could be a lot clearer, and I wish like this text was white, not black on this page. So it stood out, or was all inside of a box, so it stood out. The image, you don't really need it. It's a chef with the whisk. It stands out if it's if there's a box above it anyway. So I think just having this text be readable is more important than having the image of the chef here. I like how you say, congrats, you've earned 25%. Your promotion code, you give people a promotion code, get a free trial by sharing with some friends, and it's a 1 day and 3 days. So it's really simple. You're just saying like, hey, just get 3 people and you get a free trial. So I think that's pretty simple in this page. I like a lot about this campaign. I just wish it was, and I'm signed up, so I'm excited to see when they launch personally, and what the rest of the deal would be. Yeah. So that's about all the time we have for today. I want to thank everybody that bravely submitted their landing pages for us to critique and look at. I know it's not easy, and it won't be easy to hear some of the feedback, but hopefully it's taken in the context of we're trying to improve your conversion rates. As always, I'd recommend before you make changes, you can, some changes I would just make directly, but if you're concerned, like you're not sure this will make a big change and you already got a lot of traffic to the page, go ahead and A/B test the page, and you can do that with Kickoff Labs and get some feedback about whether or not the changes we're suggesting are a good one. That's all I have for today. So have a great holiday season, and we'll be back sometime in January with some more landing page reviews. Bye all.
Thanks everybody. Bye-bye.